Number 8, do what you want to do. So I kind of figured this one out when I was in college and I wasn't really enjoying myself. My mental health was probably at the worst that it's ever been, and this is saying a lot because I've been depressed twice in my life. I remember when I was in college and I was like really depressed and my anxiety was at all-time high, my mental health was at an all-time low, and I kind of just was like, you know what, I gotta make a change. So I realized just do what you want to do. I feel like we as human beings, we spend so much of our lives doing shit for other people and doing things that we don't necessarily want to do because society tells us to, or just because our parents want us to, or just because our siblings or our friends or whatever want us to do XYZ. But why don't you do yourself a favor and do what you want to do? Like, if you don't want to do something, don't do it. If you do want to do something, do it. Like, life is way too short to spend it caring and worrying and just stressing about what other people want us to do and the things that other people want for our lives. Hey babe, what about what you want for your life? I had to say a long time ago that sometimes it's good to be selfish and sometimes it's good to do things for yourself. So in the grand scheme of things, do what you want to do. If you want to do something, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't. If you don't want to go to college, then don't go to college. Find your own way in the world. If you want to go to college, do it. I'm not condemning higher education in the least bit. If you want to do it, by all means do it, but only if you truly want to do it. We already spend so much of our lives doing shit that we don't want to. For once, do something for yourself. And if someone wants to call you selfish, well, that just means that they're an emotionally manipulative bastard that is mad that you're actually taking some time for yourself. And now that you're actually taking some time out for yourself and not putting your full attention and full efforts on them, they want to complain about it. So if they call you selfish, fuck them. Be honest. Honesty, it's so fucking cheesy, but honesty is the best policy. Like, I'm so fucking tired of people who just lie. I'm tired of liars. I'm tired of people who apologize when they don't mean it. I'm tired of people who get into relationships knowing that they don't love that other person. I'm tired of people who get married because of circumstances. Circumstances XYZ. I'm so fucking tired of it. Just be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with other people. Be honest with your family. Be honest with everybody. Like, literally, what is the actual worst that could happen? If in most cases being honest is not life-threatening, unless there was like an axe murderer around and he yelled out, "Where are you?" Obviously, don't be honest in that situation. But in any other situation, just be honest. Literally, it costs you nothing, and 9 times out of 10, you'll end off a lot better than you originally would have been. So just be honest. If you don't want to be friends with somebody, don't be friends with them. If you don't like somebody, don't. Just be honest with them. Don't just be nice and be fake towards them just because of, oh, I have friends that are friends with them, or I have this circumstance that involves them, or I have this, I have that. If you don't like them, just say that. I'm not coming at you saying that I'm honest 110% of the time, but I try my best to be honest at least 85% of the time, and it gets me pretty far. And you know, you could be honest. You don't have to be very blunt. I'm a very blunt and honest person. It's not the one and the same, but I'm a very honest and blunt person. But if you want to be blunt, that's cool. But I'm blunt and honest, but I'm just asking for honesty. I'm so tired of lying ass motherfuckers who just lie because they're like, oh, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Bitch, hurt my feelings. Hurt my feelings now where it'll only hurt a little bit, as opposed to if I find out that you lied to me in the future and it's going to hurt a lot more. Hurt my feelings. Be honest with me. This one is probably the most cliche on this list, but just be yourself. Again, we spend so much of our lives doing shit that we don't want to do and buying shit that we don't want to buy and caring about shit that we don't care about just simply because society tells us to. That goes hand in hand with we spend so much of our lives trying to be someone else when who we are is perfectly fine. Or if you want to change yourself, that's cool. I want to change myself. I want to be the best version of myself. And if I'm not the best version of myself now, then I will definitely strive to be her. If who you're trying to be is the best version of yourself, cool. But that's not the case in most situations. Most people are trying to fit into this aesthetic or fit into this racial group or fit into this category and that category, when in reality we should just strive to be ourselves and be the best versions of ourselves. Be yourself. Like the things that you want to like. If you don't like what's socially conventional, that's perfectly fine. If you don't like a certain aesthetic, or you don't want your room decorated a certain way, that's cool. If you want your room decorated with all kinds of cool colors and cool ass posters, cool talk down on you or look down on you because you're different, I mean, well, fuck them. I mean, at the end of the day, who the fuck are you and why should I care about your opinion? I've spent so much of my life, like I said, I'm 21. I've spent so much of my life trying to be someone else and do the things that people wanted me to do. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to be me. I just wanted to be the meest me that I could be. If you've ever watched Rick and Morty, like the Rick, like the main character Rick, they say that he's like the Rickest Rick. I want to be the most Orions, if that even like translates, right? I want to be the most me that I can be, and you should want to be the most you that you can be. And if you don't know who you are, if you don't know who yourself is, it's never too late to find her, to find him. It's never too late to find that person, whoever you may be. Find them, come back to them. If you knew who they were but you lost them at one point, find them. Again, very cliche, I'm so sorry, but travel somewhere. If you live in California, go to the East Coast. If you live on the West Coast, go to the East Coast. If you live on the East Coast, go to the West Coast. If you live down here, if you live in the South, go to the North. Go somewhere that is outside of your perspective, outside of your bubble, outside of your bubble. You'd be surprised how differently we live, even in the States, even when it's just state to state. Like Texas is a whole different landscape than Louisiana, and Texas is also a very different landscape than what's on the other side of us. What is it, New Mexico? Something like that. Like those three states within itself, they're so different. The only states that you could probably go to and it will be sort of similar to living in, and the landscape is kind of the same, is like Vermont and New Hampshire, but that's like a given. I don't know, anybody that knows anything about like the states and culture and all that knows that Vermont and New Hampshire are like twins. They might as well be one state. They even look so similar. Like Vermont and New Hampshire are so similar that they even look the same down to their geography. It literally looks like someone went and cut a line like right through like a big chunk of land and was like, okay, this is Vermont, this is New Hampshire. They're basically the same. But if you have the chance to in your lifetime, travel across the world, go see Bali, go see Indonesia. Is Bali? I'm not even gonna ask that question because I feel like it's gonna be really stupid. But go see the French Polynesia. Go see Monaco if you ever get the chance, you ever have the money to, because Monaco's fucking expensive. Go see where's they just had the World Cup. Go see Qatar or something like that. The little country that starts with a Q. Go see Australia. Go see some place. We in America especially, we don't really like pay attention to what's going on outside of our borders unless it pertains to us and it's a threat to us. But we really just think that we are the star of the show and it's only us, and we're like, the United States is the only place. Like, it kind of hit me when I was younger, wow, the United States is not the only place that exists. There are definitely places outside the border, and there's definitely a whole ass other world and like 6 other continents that I could be exploring. Like, North America is not just it. We literally have 2 countries on either side of us that we could go visit. We have Canada, we have Mexico. Even though those are 2 different landscapes, 2 totally different landscapes, and they're on the same continent. That's fucking wild to think about. Like, we're literally all on the same continent, but every country on this continent has their own way of living and has their own culture and has their own geography and has their own weather, and it's so crazy to think about. When you think of Canada, you think of super cold winters and like really nice summers. When you think of Mexico, I think people just think of like the heat and tropical and just paradise. And when you think of America, you think of all the above. We have winter, we have heat, we have in between, we have everything. Outside of your perspective and really experience life through other people's lenses. That sentence was so fucking cheesy, and I just realized how cheesy it sounded. This one's really simple and really random, but eat cake for breakfast. You're so young and you're only young once. Your body will bounce back. Eat cake for breakfast. Eat ice cream for breakfast. I just did it for my birthday, and honestly, that shit was gas. Eating cake for breakfast. I had a chocolate cake made for my birthday, and I had cake for breakfast at least 3 times, and that was gas. It was really good. I love it. I suggest it, but eat cake for breakfast. And I guess the subtle nuance underneath eating cake for breakfast is just do something unexpected. Do something, you know, that you wouldn't normally do. Have breakfast for dinner, or, you know, have lunch for breakfast, or have lunch for dinner. I don't freaking know. Just do something unexpected. Do something out of your normal routine. Be grateful. Okay, so this one has, when I was coming up with this one, I was thinking of the place that I work, but there were so many ungrateful motherfuckers. So if you didn't know, I'm a waitress, right? I wait tables. And it literally bothers me. It gets under my skin, and it annoys me so much when you have motherfuckers that will come in, literally make more money than anybody on the floor, and still be so fucking ungrateful for all the blessings that have come there, for all the money that they've made. They come in, they'll make like twice as much money as everybody, including myself, and they'll still be so ungrateful, like, oh my god, I'm so annoyed. Oh my god, this didn't go right with my table. Oh my god, my customers are being a pain in the ass. I get it, sweetheart, but you made money. You made good ass money. You made 4 or 5 bills. Relax. Why? How do you still have a problem? In fact, it's not even just about the money. Like, just be grateful that you're alive. Be grateful that you have legs to walk. In an instant, it could all be taken away. In an instant, it could all be gone. So be grateful for what you have. Whatever higher power you believe in, or just just put it out there. Just say thank you for what you have. God, Allah, Buddha, whatever the fuck. I'm not here to judge you. What you believe is what you believe. What I like to do is, I'll put a picture in, but what I like to do is daily gratitude journaling. And basically, I just write down 5 things I'm grateful for, 5 things I've accomplished that day, 3 things I want to accomplish tomorrow, and then 5 I ams or affirmations. And I just write it out like that, and make sure that I write out all my blessings so that I never forget. And I just remind myself every single night, because conscious gratitude is a necessary thing. Because if we're not consciously grateful for the things that we have, then we will definitely forget them, and we will forget that we do have so much to be grateful for. So conscious gratitude, being conscious of the things that you have to be grateful for, because even if you don't have much, you still have a lot. Building credit early. Once again, very random, but honestly, start building credit early. Like, if you can start when you're a teenager and you have people around you that'll help you, like you have parents or grandparents or whatever that'll put you on their credit card, and they'll let you start building credit early. That shit, amazing. Credit, sure, is a scam, but if you're gonna be a functioning adult, at least of the US economy, you gotta have credit. I would say I started fairly early. I started when I was like 19, and now I have a pretty good credit score, and I'm pretty far ahead. But don't start when you're older. Start now. Start right now. If you think you're too young, like 15, 16, just make sure that you're responsible with it, and remember that credit cards are not free money. You do have to pay that shit back, or you will not have good credit. If you can get to like a 750 or an 800 by the time that you're like 19, like 18, 19 years old, you're gonna be so far ahead of the game. Trust me, you're gonna be able to get a lot more luxurious things if that's what you want in life. Because once again, do what you want to do, and if you don't want luxurious things, you don't have to. I'm just saying, if that's what you want, or if you want just like a good car, and you want to be able to get like low monthly payments, and just be able to get a good car at a young age, and prove to them, hey, I'm a good person to sell a car to, or something like that. I don't really know how buying a car works. I haven't bought a car myself. I will be later this year, but I haven't bought a car myself. But anyway, like 18, 19 years old, you should be good. But yeah, build credit early, and thank you later. Yeah.